please start us with an opening statement?
Outstanding atmosphere. I'm not excited about the outcome of the game nor spurts within that game. I thought Illinois did a great job on the boards in the first half. Our guys completely changed that narrative in the second half. Ultimately, we forced 17 turnovers, only had, I think, 9 points off turnovers, and we should have been able to convert a little bit better in that area. When it comes down to free throw shooting, we got to get better on the line. We was 28 for 37. Illinois hit their first 22 free throws, except for that last one. I thought we had a great look, could have called timeout, but I wasn't going to get an open shot, more open than what we got with 2v1 versus a set defense. So I trust our players and trust what they do, and ultimately it was in and out. So.
All right, questions for Coach Gates, Tony Perkins, and Tamar Bates?
Coach, is the possibility of a foul by Illinois if you call a timeout there at the end? Does that factor into letting the game play as well?
You said what?
Does the factor of Illinois maybe fouling down up 3 and sending you to the line factor in?
That's
maybe
the other
not going
part of the game from an analytical standpoint. I had Trent Pierce, Jacob Cruz on a 2v1, and we got a shot up, and you're not going to get an open shot more than that. And obviously, Illinois definitely would have fouled, but they would have been in a set defensive positioning, and I didn't want them to be in a set defense.
Coach, you look at the two programs over the past 3 years in the meetings, and they've been blowouts both ways. What do you think it says about this game, being as close as it is, kind of restoring some of that rivalry feeling to this matchup?
It was fun. It was a March game. I thought the atmosphere was great, but what we did not do in that in this game, we didn't hold the lead for a period of time that I thought would have stressed Illinois out a little bit more. I thought our guys, fought back and got the lead in the first half, coming out the gate, and then late in the first half, then again late in the second half. But to only have 6 minutes of lead in that game, that's a tough position to be in. But it was a great atmosphere, both staffs, both coaches. I got tremendous respect for the program, but I wish we could have come away with a win. And it was a great NCAA tournament atmosphere. That's what it looked like to me.
For Tony and Tamar, Coach mentioned the points off turnovers not being what it usually is for you guys. Just what do you think was kind of a factor in that today?
I mean, it's not more complicated than we just didn't convert. I mean, it could be a combination of us not running hard enough or just not making the ball change sides of the floor when we were able to turn them over, or not getting the paint touch. It's a combination of a few things, but at the end of the day, we just didn't convert.
Like you said, probably just not running. Do a lot of kick the ball to the side that opens up the floor and create different driving lanes for everybody. So I think on a break, just getting to the rim, and that's what we good at. So I think we'll get back to that.
For Tamar and Tony, Illinois started the game shooting 4 of 6 from 3, and then went 4 for 20 the rest of the game. What kind of adjustment did it take defensively?
I would just say the pressure, us being locked in, wanting to win the game. Everybody just trusting each other and being behind each other, and just helping each other defensively on the rebounds, and just expand, help.
I feel like it was also just us not being in the blender as much. They were able to just swing the ball around the horn a lot, and when they started to miss more of those threes, we blew up some of their plays, or made we threw off their cadence in terms of how they run their offense, so they were all balanced shooting some of those threes. But I mean, yeah, we, like Tony said, our communication picked up, our fight picked up, and then that's how we were able to change that percentage in terms of three-pointers.
Tomorrow, you guys have now played 2 highly competitive non-conference rivalry games, one on the wrong side of one and one on the right side of the other one. How does that prepare you guys for what's coming in SEC play?
I mean, the SEC has proved to be the best conference in the country thus far. So, I mean, for us being in these close games and having these lessons to look back on, we just know what we have to clean up. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half, and we knew that's their game plan. That's what they hang their hat on, and we only gave up 2 in the second half. So it's just little things like that, just executing the scout report, because I mean, every scout report in SEC play will be extremely detailed, and it's just going to be up to us to execute.
Tony, you seem to kind of add some elements to your game today, driving the ball, dunking, on the rebound, and another dunk. For you, was there like a conscious effort kind of to be more aggressive in this game? It's kind of a new element.
I would say just be myself. So, that's it.
Last 2 times Tony played Illinois, he had, 20 and 30 or something like that? Yeah. So he's used to playing against the Illini from his Big Ten experience.
Coach, you have a roster of guys like Trent Pierce, Peyton Marshall, Jacob Cruz, and Tamar Bates who really stepped up their game in the second half. What do you think that says to your roster and your ability to have these guys come out in these key moments?
Well, I'm proud of our team, and I'll continue to say that. That's what I told them in the locker room. I'm proud of them. I love them. We cut the lead 2 or 3 times between the 11-minute mark and the 9-minute mark, and each time Illinois made a tough shot. So they had timely execution. The thing that we didn't do is hang our head, and we kept fighting. We kept our foot on the shovel, and we kept digging. And that's the sign of a good team. What I like is our depth. Marcus Allen changed the game in the second half for us. Peyton Marshall changed the game in the second half for us. Those guys ignited something, and we just built on top of that. And what I'm thankful for is the way we respond in adversity. That's what the last, I guess, our 2 losses provides. It provides intel of how our guys have stayed connected through a little adversity, but more importantly, they've stuck together and they've dug themselves out of certain situations. We got to do a better job in terms of executing those defensive assignments in those moments, but sometimes players just make big plays, and you can't do nothing about it.
Coach, you had six assists on 23 baskets. Did you feel like the ball moved without a product, without a game just kind of flowed in your mind, or did you get the looks in the isolation if you want, pass if you want?
Yeah, it's unfortunate they don't count assists with foul shots.
Sure.
It's unfortunate. It's modern day basketball, guys. We can't read this black and white stat sheet and understand or not understand. We gained assists. They just don't count them in this box score when you get fouled. We gained a lot of assists. So I'm not gonna overreact on the paper saying 9 assists. In my mind, we were double-digit positive. If I go back and do it modern day, we would be probably 15 plus assists based off our turnovers, guaranteed. Based off our free throws and free throws made.
Tony, obviously a lot of new faces for Illinois, but what have you learned about the constants of what that program is, just given how many times you've seen them in the
Honestly, it's still the same game plan on how they play when I played them years ago and last year. So I mean, it's kind of familiar with defense regardless of the faces, so and offense. So.
Dennis, you talked about just not being able to sustain a lead. How does that impact how you coach the game?
It doesn't impact. It's basketball, man. Players are going to make plays. What I am proud about is the fact that, my first time out in the first half, think about that. We hadn't seen a lot of the lead in a while, so I wanted to call a timeout so our guys can be in a situation where they have the lead. And Illinois came back, and they ended the half with an unbelievable run in 1:30 seconds. You fast forward to the second half, when we got the lead again, we just couldn't get that, whether it's that extra loose ball. Think about the trip when Tamar Bates went after a ball and KJ tripped him and dove after a ball. It wasn't free throws, and that's okay. The referee's not going to be perfect. I'm not complaining about referees, but I know what should have happened because that play happened right in front of me. But again, I didn't mean to get a tech, but I had to. I had to get a tech. And our guys responded from that technical foul. Because if I did not get a technical foul on that, Lord knows what would have taken place the entire game. What I do know is, in front of me, Ant Robinson fell. I don't think he fell on his own. But that was after a couple other situations that took place. And I credit Illinois for playing through contact, playing physical, and our guys played physical too and played through contact. Referees can't call everything, and they won't. But some of them, you know, I thought was able to execute on the free throw line, and Robinson should have been on the free throw line on that one.
One final question.
Tamar-
How close was Caleb Grill to playing today?
I have no comment about Caleb Grill. He didn't play today. I'm going to continue to put that into our doctor's hands. But it's great to see him practice.
All right, thanks, guys.